Hey, good morning, everybody. John here with FNP Wargamers, and this is our FNP Morning Show. Is it Wednesday? God, you'd think I'd get my act together and realize, yes, it is Wednesday. One of these days, I will have a calendar across from me so I can actually see what day it is. Or I'll just simply look before I even go live. But I know some of you find it amusing, so maybe we'll keep. I won't do that. All right, so we've got light news today. Very light news. Some bad news, some expected news, and hey, what's going on, sir or ma'am, person, mean keen TCG. Hey, well, good morning to you. So it's pretty much a light news day. So let's just go ahead and dive into it. First, I want to talk about some rumors, then we'll get caught up on GW stuff, and then we'll get up with some sad news in the gaming world, and then that's probably end up being it unless Games Workshop does something amazing in a way of announcements today on Warhammer community page. I doubt it, and that's what we're going to get into first. So, Warhammer community page and Games Workshop in general, as I've said before, I can't call it junk releases anymore. I've decided not to call them junk releases. The specialist game product releases, when these are happening, so Necromunda, Underworlds, Aeronautic Imperialis, Warcry, and such like that, what I was calling junk releases, they're not really junk releases. They are all solid games. You guys have heard me talk about them before. But compared to the big boys, Age of Sigmar and Warhammer 40,000, these are meh. It's just like token releases just to keep people satiated on product. And also not ignoring the people that don't care about the big games. They like the smaller games, like Kill Team, Necromunda, and whatnot. So, specialist game product releases. Now, when these product releases have or do hit, we see a major slowdown in articles, which right now that's great. We have had months of Warhammer 40,000 9th edition, pretty much no Age of Sigmar releases, and it's been so overwhelming. Games Workshop, I think marketing-wise, has to kind of dial it back. And that by dialing it back, that we won't get drowned out and just annoyed with the constant battery of, say, Warhammer 9th edition. We can let it kind of cool, let it settle. And then, while that's going on, hit all those other games that people are concerned about. And then, hit Age of Sigmar. Keeping 9th edition still out of our brain pan, largely, until probably October. So the rest of August and then going into September, looks like it's going to be the specialist games and Age of Sigmar. Now, with Age of Sigmar, it looks like, and I'm still waiting to hear back from a source. The source is not as reliable as the ones that Ski has. So I won't be able to, it's hard to... I put them about a 50% or maybe even less on the veracity of their rumor passing. Ski has a much better source, and currently I'm not able to get in contact with him to get that information, which is unfortunate because I'd like to be able to pass it on. Now, the source is saying that Lumineth Realm Lords are going to get a massive wave coming up before the fall hits. So, some people say fall is September. Or August, is it October? My guess is September is a prime month for them to do an Age of Sigmar, waylay us with that. So I think that's what's going to happen, as Lumineth Realm Lords are going to hit sometime in September, and we're probably going to have a 2-week release because it is a lot of product that has to come out. Not only does the main rule book, there'll be a special edition rule book. There'll be the War Scroll cards. There'll be the, the Endless Spells. We have about 4 or 5 characters that will need to be coming out in their own separate blisters. So now we're about 9 to 10, let's just say 10 product releases. Then we've got at least 2 infantry units that have to come out. So now we're at 12. We have one mounted, 13, and let's see here, 13. So we're at about 13 releases. Oh, the big things, the big bull things. So that's 14 releases. And then there's got to be something else that we have not seen yet. So we're looking at least 14 releases, and that's a lot to cram down over a 1 week period. So more than likely for to kind of space out the financial releases, mainly to help their Warhammer stores, and actually it does help out friendly local game stores because they can spread it out over a couple weeks. We'll see that probably broken up into 2 halves, maybe even 3 halves. We might see a 3-week release window. I really don't know. I imagine it'll be a 2-week release window for the Lumineth Realm Lords. There also is a whisper that between now and November, probably about mid-November, that the Sons of Behemoth, that's the giants, that's the titans or giants, whatever you want to call them, will be making their way to retail stores. That's when they're going to be released. It's actually going to be a fairly small release. I think the rumor right now is, including the books, War Scroll cards, it's only like 6 boxes or 6 pieces of product that are going to be released at that time. There's supposedly another piece or another product that we have not seen yet that's going to be released alongside the 2 giant kits. And it will be 2 main giant kits. There will be the original Ale Guzzler, that's the original 4.5 inch tall giant model that they had. Then the new almost 8 inch tall giants they've got coming out. Those are going to be 2 kits. I don't know what the heck that was. 2 kits that you'll be able to make all those different giants from. So that's really cool. So that you don't have to worry about buying too many products. And another cool thing is your local store will be able to just stock up on those 2 boxes, and you won't have to worry about, well, I want to get this box and I want to get, the box of infantry and the box of cavalry and everything else. You'll just go, well, I know I want 3 of these boxes and 2 of those boxes, that sort of thing. It'll be relatively easy or to pre-order. So no rush, no worries. And this will probably be my first foray officially into Age of Sigmar. I have played the game. I just have not. I don't have an army. I've held off, but now the Sons of Behemoth have tickled my fancy. So mainly from a modeler hobbyist standpoint. So I'm kind of excited about this. Anyway, so that's what's looking like between now and November. There'll be a couple specialist releases. Horus Heresy's getting a bunch of releases over at Forge World. There should be the actual official Forge World. I'm going to call them indexes, but I don't think that's what they're going to be called. Those should be dropping between now and November as well, because they're going to want that for November into December release. That way they can hit quarter 2 very strong. Their version of quarter 2 or quarter 3. I always get it mixed up. June, July, August, September, October, November, and then December, January, February is 3rd quarter for them. Okay. So that way they can have a very strong first half, and then the second half will be even hopefully stronger. So then, of course, we know that come October, and I don't know how it's going to be, it'll probably be the first half of October and the second half of October, we'll have the Necrons and the Space Marines getting their releases. Now, some people think that there's just going to be this mass wave. There's going to be like 20 new kits all at once. I don't think so. I think it's going to be spaced out over a couple months, to be perfectly honest with you. And I've actually had a couple people talk to me or ask me about this. There's a lot of indication from sources that and I've talked about this. Hey, good morning, Texas Wargamer. And I've talked about this before, is that over at Age of Sigmar, we've seen wild success and total sellout boxes with the Carrying Empire, the Loon Curse, and Feast of Bones, where those featured new armies, new rule books at the same time, new War Scroll cards, and putting that and equating that to Warhammer 40,000, new armies, the codex and data cards versus war scroll cards, plus miniature releases alongside that. So I think these people are right that we are going to see that sort of release come October. Now, does that mean we're going to see a brand new box release? I don't think necessarily in this case we will, because we had Indominus, Necrons versus Space Marines. We have the Elite Edition, Command Edition, and the Recruit Edition. I know I got those out of order in Ascendancy or Descendancy, but those are essentially the same thing. So in this case, I don't think we'll see a new box set, a dual box set. Now, future releases, I think we will be seeing that. And I do think that we are going to see a dual release throughout the month of October. It won't be the entire month of October. I think near the end, we'll see a not 40K, but that's when we're going to start seeing the Age of Sigmar pre-orders going up. So that's just kind of where the rumors are right now. As I said, news right now is very light this week, and if you guys don't pay attention to Warhammer community page and you just wait for me to come out and tell you, they are really just filling. It's like watching filler episodes of anime. It's just that interesting articles, but even the articles themselves are very light on content, and it's really just to keep you and I engaged with Warhammer, regardless of what our feelings are for any particular product line that they've got. It's just a way for them to keep us engaged. So I'm not going to get too wrapped up in it, because it's just they're light articles, and I'm not even going to read them all. I just kind of skimmed through them. But one article that did catch my eye, which is, and I'll leave you guys to read up on it, because it was very light article, but it was definitely worth the read. And it's about it's a novel coming out called Luther, First of the Fallen. And a lot of the wording in here really puts to rest that Luther was the traitor, which I think 99% of us know that Luther for the Dark Angels was the traitor, and that Lionel Johnson was not. And there's a lot of, they're pretty much have said it, that he is the traitor. He is he's the fallen one, etc., etc. Anyways, as you read through the little blurbs and you read about the little bit of an interview, it does. It's pretty much now cementing that, like the fall of heaven. For those of you Bible readers, that a third of heaven fell, and pretty much a third of the Dark Angels fell into chaos. It happened. We know, and it's funny that people keep harping on the Dark Angels about them being traitors, but we also know that White Scars were traitors as well. A portion, I think around a quarter to a third of their forces were traitors as well. And on the flip side, if you want to look at the way that the Iron Warriors, little sidebar here, the Iron Warriors, there were traitors to the Iron Warriors who they were traitors because they sided with the Emperor. There were traitors amongst the the World Eaters that sided with the Emperor. So, it's funny, but everybody just focuses on the Dark Angels, like, oh, the Dark Angels, you mean the traitors, the Chaos Space Marines. It's funny, but it does get a little just like, oh man, it's been like 3 hours. Can we just not have a Dark Angels are traitors? A little bit. But I'm probably going to pick this novel up because I think there's going to be a strong bit of information here that I'm going to enjoy reading, but I want to also get a glimpse, because depending on its setting, if this right now it looks like it will be part the way it's reading is part Warhammer 40,000, part Horus Heresy. They'll probably go back and forth in time is what I'm thinking. And or the way it's been reading to me. And if so, I think not necessarily. I don't care too much about the side of the debate that you're on. I don't care about that part. What I care about is any little bit of light that it's shedding on the future of the Dark Angels in the Warhammer 40,000 universe. Games Workshop is very good at hiding information in plain view of what is coming for Warhammer 40,000. And I mean, Dark Angels is one of the greatest examples. That last wave of Dark Angels, where we got the new bikers, the new Terminators, the flying coffin thing, and the new super land speeder that they have. All that was inside a series of novels months before, like I think almost 6 months before they announced all that new product that was coming out. And it was just like, as you read it, you're like, oh, guess what's coming? We got new model kits. So that is what I'm going to be eyeballing here, looking for any references to new model kits, the return of Lionel Johnson, the return of Luther. Actually, I think we already know that Luther has escaped from the Rock. Spoiler alert. So it's something, I'm going to check chat here in a second, but it's still worth reading because Games Workshop will hide information inside their novels. That's why it's really cool. It's like they have tie-ins to the product line, often hidden in certain novels, and it's trying to figure out which ones it's hidden in. Let's see. Oh yeah, there was a reason for Istvan. Oh yeah, definitely. There was a reason for Istvan 5. Duh. I lost my window capture. There we go. Sorry about that. Draken Gaming. I spent 2 days and covered about 8 different stores looking for custos and managed to get Trajan Valoris, since that's all they had for 8th edition. At the 8th. Oh my God, Draken. That is crazy. What the heck? Well, you know what? They when the 9th edition rules were getting leaked, there was pretty much everybody was like, watch out, Adeptus Custodes are going to be what do you call it? They're going to be the army everybody's going to go for. There's going to be a mass wave of them. And it's going to be like this, I think, for... I just want to see what's going on with the Adeptus Custodes. I don't want to send you to... Okay. Oh, wow. I'm surprised they still have Valerian and Alea. That's crazy. I'm glad I secured one of those boxes. Wow. Temporary... Jesus. Yeah, you know what? Good on you, dude, for securing yourself a Trajan. Holy crap. Man, we haven't seen this since near the end of 8th edition, or this time last year with 8th edition, when everybody was buying up Grey Knights and the come on, help me out here, not the big baby carriers, but the little ones, Centurions. They were snagging up those Centurions, and they were constantly out of stock, which I think it was Istvan 3. 5 was the big chapters, Texas Wargamer. So, man, I just got rid of that screen again. I'm sorry. So, yeah, there's a lot of bandwagoners right now, Draken Gaming, and that's such a shame. It really is. I mean, because I've got some custodes that actually I've been I've been modifying to make different types of models, but they're the Venatari, the Adeptus Custode Venatari. So I'd hate to send you anywhere else, but take a look on Amazon. You know what? Why I'm talking to you? I don't know if you've looked on Amazon Prime or Amazon. Adeptus Custodes. I'd hate to send you anywhere but your local game store. But you know what? Yeah, right there, man. I hate to send you away from your local game store, but let me scroll back up. Some of these are... there's a couple places that I mean, you're saving 7 cents. If you're a Prime member, though, you get free delivery. Looks like you're paying a little bit extra for these Terminators, but if that helps, I mean, hopefully it helps. I mean, I don't want to, like I said, I would hate to send you anywhere else. Let's go back. $50. So yeah, you're going to pay, looks like $4 more for these custodes. If you need Terminators, but if they're out of stock, what's $4? To be honest, Praetors. Oh man, some people they're really upping the price on some of these. So buyer beware, but man, they are really upping the prices. Shame on them, man. Shame on them. But I guess you have to make money. Because the regular Adeptus Custode Guard squads are $60, so you're saving a little bit there. Let's see here. Veritas, $60, so they're charging $12 more for those Virtus Praetors. I think Veritas Praetors. Yeah, there we go. I'm just taking a look here because, like I said, news is very light today. Okay, so yeah, I'm not seeing too much anything else for the Adeptus Custodes. But this, I mean, on Amazon right now, free delivery, free returns. You're saving 7 cents by ordering from there. These Praetors though look that's a bit of a sketchy price there, guys. $72. That's a $12 increase in price. It's a little, I don't know if that's worth it if you need those, but still, if you need basic custodes, Amazon Prime. Hate to send you there and not your local store, but yeah, I would jump on there, man. If you need them, then get them now, because I just announced it to people. Okay, so let's get into bad news, because I'm just dragging on all this lack of news that's going on today. I passed on a few rumors there in the beginning. Let's talk about the bad news. The end of Guild Ball. Most of you might not even be aware. You might have heard of Guild Ball. Maybe you haven't. Essentially, it was kind of like, put it in Games Workshop reference, it was like a very small scale version of Blood Bowl. Except it was more along the lines of soccer with battle axes. That was a lot better description. A very successful Kickstarter. They've been going at it for about 6 years now. This year was their 5th season, and this is the end. Mainly because that was when they intended for it to end. Also, market-wise, they had already kind of predicted that this game would run its course as they read it. And that's very insightful that they're sharing all this information with us. So you can go to steamforged.com, and read their press release, read the designers talking about it, read the birth of it all the way through the ending. One of the key things which I really enjoyed but I was really shocked that they shared with us was that they acknowledged that as the game grew, they continued to run into problems of underpower or either junk units or OP units. And that's something you find with a lot of games, a lot of miniature war games, or skirmish games. You run into junk units that nobody buys. And they're usually, which is a shame, because a lot of those junk units I've found they look really good. They're fantastic sculpts. However, rules-wise, they're not as efficient as this unit or an old unit. So why get it? And just a long story short, I would still recommend you read it if this is concerning for you, or if you're just interested to see what happens to games and go, well, this is really stunning and brave of you to acknowledge that the game was starting to tank, and the reasons why. And it was a balance of issue. They had a very well balanced game, but as they went on, there was imbalances. They would adjust, and then they would have an imbalance over and over and over again. Oh yeah, right here. New minis were either OP, so overpowered, or trash tier, before they even rules were acknowledged. So it's Guild Ball basically became, and just like Warhammer 40,000, Age of Sigmar, any game becomes something that nobody really envisioned. And I mean, there's some parallels I could see with what has happened with them, with Steamforged Games and Guild Ball, happening to Warhammer 40,000. Age of Sigmar is in a great place right now, but Warhammer 40,000, I don't know. Right now the rules look good, but one of the key issues that Warhammer 40,000 has that Age of Sigmar it's like a reverse. Warhammer 40,000 has a large problem with codex creep or power creep, where Age of Sigmar kind of almost has the reverse in the percentages. And so it's really good for Age of Sigmar, but bad for Warhammer 40,000. And Warhammer 40,000 is more like, seems like, hey, how are we going to make money? Let's just go balls to the walls with the rules and the models, and people will love us for it. And then we'll just put out some FAQs to adjust it, and then in 3 years we'll put out a new edition to adjust or to address all the balance issues. And they're starting to paint themselves into a corner, I think, finally, after about 2 or 3, this is my personal opinion, 2 or 3 editions. They're starting to push themselves into a corner of where it's going to become this cash cow of Warhammer 40,000 is going to kind of dwindle away. It's going to be, you're going to take them to the slaughterhouse and put a bolt into the back of the head and chop them up for meat. I think we're an edition or 2 away that if Games Workshop does not adjust how they're doing things, we're going to see the demise. Because they're getting to a point that it's going to become unviable for continued product release, especially when you have so many games out there right now, skirmish level games, the 3D printing that are happening, the better quality miniatures people are getting out there and selling at a cheaper price. I mean, look at Marvel Crisis Protocol. I mean, for God's sake, it is such an easy price point to get involved in, and it's got great miniatures. It's got a solid game. It's not going to kill Warhammer 40,000, but it's a cheaper, better alternative than Warhammer 40,000. Anyways, they go into explain the entire process from beginning to end, everything that's going to that has happened, that has led them to this, all the good, all the bad, the big massive sale that's going to be going on, and who knows what's going to happen in the future. Steamforged Games, or Steamforged, they put out a lot of great product. I mean, Horizon Zero Dawn, Resident Evil, the Dark Souls board game. Woo, God dang, the Dark Souls board game is brutal, just like the video game. The Resident Evil is the miniatures that I'm working on right now for a commission. You know what? While I'm here, I'm a fan of Horizon Zero Dawn. I didn't know they had a board game. Late pledge. We're going to take a moment to look at this. I'm sorry. I just totally got distracted. And yes, I could wait. But why not share this together? Because you might like Horizon Zero Dawn as well. I thought it was a brilliant game, or video game. Got a bunch of different hunters, watchers, striders, grazers. Ooh, look at those scrappers. Oh my God. Okay, I might have to get this game. Stupid Kickstarter. oh, 2 legs, the bellowbacks, Stog. Oh my God. And we know that the second version of that game is coming out. Oh man, I might just have to get this game. God dang it, I don't have the money for this. You stupid Steamforged Games. Oh, you make me so mad. Ah, this is fantastic. Sorry to get distracted, guys. Um, I'm a big fan. I really enjoyed that game. So okay, let me get off of that real quick here. I'm sorry to get distracted. Let's see here. Let's see here. What was going on? Bad news. Wasn't that the Warma Horde sports game? No, that was not. Um, oh yeah, that is not the Warma Hordes game. That was I forget what that was called. It was something else. That was from Privateer Press. Yeah, and the startup price of just getting involved is for Warhammer 40,000. Even Age of Sigmar is getting a little ridiculous. That's why I'm looking at alternative games that don't take as long. That's why Marvel Crisis Protocol was perfect. You could buy that box set and be done because you get 10 characters and usually have 4 to 5 members, and you can mix and match characters. The game is your first couple games maybe an hour and a half, but once you learn how to play, you're looking at 45 minutes to an hour on average, unless you guys are just kind of joking around. Texas Wargamer, you're right. You used to be able to get 2 playable armies for about $100. Now, if you want a playable army at the 2,000 point level for Warhammer 40,000, you're looking at probably close to $600 to $800. That's way too steep, but that's also Games Workshop's model. One of the things Games Workshop counts on is first-time customers. First-time customers spend, on average, and they've got this down. This is probably a few years old, but I imagine add in a little bit of inflation, you're still in that area. The average person will spend in their first year $800 on product. So that's why they're constantly recruiting, because that one person, that's $800 that they got from that year. If you get 10 people, that's 8,000. 100 new recruits, that's 80,000. And that you understand what I'm going. If you get a new recruit a month, that alone is it's a guaranteed almost $10,000 that you're going to be getting. And then your follow-on years, it drops down incrementally, on average 600, 400, and that's when but that's why you're constantly recruiting, getting new people involved in the game. But it's getting to the point where Games Workshop they're growing themselves, but they're growing themselves to a point that if they have a bad year, that they're going to suffer. We're going to get less product. We're going to get less stuff. Thanks, Texas Wargamer. So basically 10 grand. Okay. There's a lot of issues involved with that. Because the more people they hire, and with the way the economy is going down, that means they're increasing prices, which we already have verified. Here in the United States, all those new products that are coming out are already, I think we figured, is 17 or 18% over MSRP. We're seeing, it's 21%, I believe, in Canada. I could be wrong. And poor old Australia and New Zealand, man, you guys get the shaft. I am so sorry. I don't know about anywhere else in the world, but you're seeing they're passing on, that the cost to the consumer for them growing. And man, yeah, they're raising the prices on models they don't have stock of, which creates a situation where people are scrambling to get those models, and that they're constantly selling out. So they're almost pulling in FFG, Fantasy Flight Games, except they have a better turnaround. They don't have to wait 6 months on a slow boat from China, which is a literal thing for Fantasy Flight Games. But they go, oh, we're out of stock, and we got people clamoring from this. Let's go ahead and produce a few. Oh, look, we sold out again at this increased price. You see the issue. And I'm not trying to talk conspiracy theory. I'm just talking basic understanding of economics. And it's such a shame that we are suffering for our hobby, or suffering on our end. That's why I look towards other games, other hobbies, other things to get involved in, instead of just Warhammer 40,000. I love you guys should know by now, I love Warhammer 40,000. I have so many Space Marines. I have painted so many Space Marines over the decades. I don't even know what to do with myself if I'm not painting Space Marines. But I'm finding I'm buying less these days because the prices are just finally. I've had enough. Just had enough finally, and I'm not even too super excited about a lot of the new product coming out. I'm not going to go crazy and buy everything. I'm going to buy what I like, and then that'll be it. But I'm not going to buy in the quantities I used to. Hell, I can't even. I think the last time I played Warhammer 40,000 was June of 2019. I think it was June of 2019. I drove to El Paso for the Desert Rat GT. I think that was it. That was the last time I played Warhammer 40,000. Wow. But then I have played more Marvel Crisis Protocol. And that's what I'm saying is that GW is finally, now I can understand. Now I think the time when people are, before said, well, they're just pricing themselves out of the market. Well, that has proven wrong time and time again. But this economic turndown, we've already seen, they've already taken a loss and they've passed that on to us by increasing prices. I think Games Workshop they're just like what happened, as I said just a little bit ago, and we're going to try to wrap this up. Just as Guild Balls pushed themselves into a corner, Privateer Press has pushed themselves into a corner with just the rules, and they're really getting to the point where they're exhausting the game. I think viability wise, next 5 to 10 years, I think Games Workshop needs to come up with a better innovation, because they've got the TV show coming out. More likely they're going to have a movie coming out soon. They've got the comic books. There'll probably be some, well, we already know some cartoons are coming out, but I think it's late in the game. They're going to benefit off of that, but not if they would have done that 5 years ago. They're going to, I feel like in the next 10 years, unless they do something drastic, we're going to see the profits go down in the next 10 years. They're going to have to do something absolutely bonkers crazy different to prevent market loss. Hopefully they can go like they have a saying, we sell the best miniatures in the world, and we sell them globally at a profit, and we plan on doing it forever, something along that lines. I'm paraphrasing that last part, but they intend to do this forever. But we see it happen all the time. These companies cave in, or cave under the pressure, basically. So I don't know what's going to happen. I say 10 years, if they don't become a little bit more innovative and do something about the pricing, they're going to lose out, especially when they start forking out all that money for movies, cartoons, all the different forms of media, and without adjusting the game, the pricing. I think they're going to be cruising for a bruising, to use an old term. I hope not, but all signs point to that. Well, anyways, so bad news, good news, a little bit of commentary, some opinion pieces. I don't know if this is what you guys expected today, but like I said, even Friday, it's going to be light on the news. I am still waiting to hear back on some a little bit of rumors, maybe a little leak. I'm waiting. I know some people have seen information. I've already gotten some messages regarding the not points adjustments, but the stat adjustments to Terminators and regular Space Marines, and what that means for the future of Warhammer 40,000 and the complainers, or the not rumor mongers, but the people that panic and start have a wailing and gnashing of teeth. How they're all just like, Warhammer 40,000 is ruined because basic Space Marines are getting multiple wounds now. And their rules are getting better or they're getting worse. Everything is just falling apart. I'm going to wait a little longer, gather a little bit more information, and then I'll report on a lot of all those new rules. I want to reach out to a couple sources to verify not the screenshots, but what they mean. I'll get more into that hopefully on Friday. So later on tonight, 7:30 p.m., if you are not aware, I've got my own paint channel. We're going to be working on some Resident Evil models tonight, and I'll be showing off a conversion for a chaplain, or Primaris chaplain on the Outrider bike, the Primaris bike, and the model's not out yet, so I've decided to make my own. So I'll be showing that off tonight on the channel, what I've done so far conversion-wise, and kind of walk you through it. And of course, we'll be painting and chatting and see what is going on in the world. Hopefully, I've got some news tonight to pass on too. All right, so there's all the links. Hopefully, you screenshotted that, or you're already a follower on those, and I can turn that off there. All right, you guys, thank you so much for watching. This episode actually will get uploaded to YouTube today because I think I passed on some interesting information and a little bit of commentary that I think some people on YouTube might be interested in. So we'll see. We'll see. Well, thank you, Draken, for watching. I really do appreciate it. I know it's early in the morning. A lot of people have work. In the very near future, it looks like I might have a new job coming. So the morning shows might drop off, and we might have an evening show. We'll see. We'll see. I'm not sure how that's going to work. Need to secure the job first, get the schedule, see how I'm going to do things. With that said, thank you so much for watching. You guys have a wonderful day. Please social distance, wear your mask, wash your hands, have a little hand sanitizer, brush your teeth. Please, please, please brush your teeth. Wear deodorant, all the normal hygiene stuff. And take care of you guys' self today. And please be safe out there. I will see you tonight in approximately one of these days. I'm going to get that right in about 8 hours at 7:30 p.m. Central Time on Havoc Maker Studio. And if I don't see you then, I will see you Friday morning, 10 a.m. Central Time here on FNP Wargamers. You guys have yourself a wonderful day. See you guys.